Hooked on Sunshine with Flossy Maud. Hi there, how's everybody doing tonight? I am in the beautiful state of Montana and we've been traveling. My husband is actually back in Alaska. And what's been on my heart today has been about dreams. My dreams like goals, not dreams like dreaming. I sent my mom a song this morning that I wrote in like 1992. And at that point of my life, I was just a couple years out of high school. I had all kinds of dreams and goals. And so I had written this song, played the piano. In my heart at the time, I wanted to do full-time ministry, whatever. Like I had all these different dreams, goals, things that were happening in my heart. And then life happens, and sometimes life takes your path in ways that it is not something that can be controlled. Sometimes you can control it. Sometimes it's your own personal decisions, but ultimately we don't control all of it. And so the post this morning says, have dreams so big they shine like a star and can be seen from far away. Are you dreaming big or minimizing out of your fear? And that was just like the basic thought that was on my mind. And I will tell you, I've just dwelled on it all day long. And, it's taken me 30 years to get to a point where I've actually started to follow through on some of the dreams, visions, goals that I've had over the last 30, 40 years. And so I just want to encourage you that there's never a time that it's too late, that too many things have changed, that you're no longer a capable person, that you've messed up so badly that now you can't have it happen. Sometimes we do have to make steps. I had to cut back on my hours from work to be able to actually really put the time and energy into some of the personal business things that I'm doing right now. We really wanted to travel. That was part of me going to a part-time job. So I had to make some personal decisions to be able to accomplish some of the goals that I had. Ultimately, that's been a big sacrifice for us financially. Even though I do work remotely, I don't quite make as much as I did before. But that's okay. But it's, we had to change a few things to be able to accomplish that goal. I think long term, the financial payoff will be huge. But this year, it's been a tighter year. It's just been a little bit inconvenient of a time, right, to have something like that happen. But the other part of that is, are you not following your dreams and your goals based on your fear? Based on your fear of whether it be your abilities, what other people say, are you going to have the time? Are you going to be able to be the best? I will say in some of the things that I've started out, I feel like an expert in so many areas, but ultimately there's always somebody who's smarter and better at something than you are. That's kind of the way the world is. There's always somebody more beautiful. There's always somebody that knows a product better, or that knows a process better, or that's better at business. So don't be intimidated by that. I still, whether I'm on Facebook or whether I'm Googling something, when I go to open something up, a lot of times it's the person that I relate with the most that I'm going to open up and actually listen to their information, maybe try to follow some of their advice or let their encouragement really sink into my heart. And so you kind of never know who you're going to affect, who you're going to influence. You don't know what that sphere of influence is. It's amazing. And so often people that probably have no idea that they've influenced me through my life, sometimes it's just a word. Sometimes it's just one or two sentences. I was talking to a friend last week and they were really struggling in a couple of areas, and somebody had texted them and said, hey, I've got this idea that I want to run by you for maybe a different housing situation, and I just want to see where that goes. That one little sentence sparked so much hope. It made them really delve into, how do I resolve the housing situation that I'm in? And sometimes we end up in circumstances where we do start to feel hopeless. We do start to feel a little bit desperate. And that's okay. Like, honestly, there are things that motivate me that are beyond just hope and, stars and fairies. Sometimes it's desperation, sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's frustration, sometimes it is my pure resolve to find the answer to something. And no matter what the reason is behind pushing forward, taking another step, and going for dreams that are bigger than life. And don't limit yourself. Let that dream be humongous. Let it be big. You may have to take several small steps to get to it, but let it be big. Just dream beyond what limits that you think that you ever could have. My life is in a totally different place now than in my 20s. I never would have imagined that my career would have done so well, that I would have, made great money, that I would have lived in multiple different states and had friends all over the country. I mean, I would never have imagined that for my life. My children are raised and beautiful, and I am starting to have grandchildren. And I mean, it's just, my life is really, really full. At 20, I didn't have the insight for that. I mean, those are things you hope for, but ultimately, I'm not sure I had the insight that would have made me feel really relaxed with the fact that I knew that life was going to be going great at some point. So I just want to say, don't give up on those dreams. Maybe you're just living in your 9-to-5 life, and that's okay. And maybe that is your dream. For some people, just that stability and that day in, day out, and working towards their retirement and having a company that they actually enjoy working for, that is their dream. And that is brilliant and beautiful and amazing. For some of you, it is raising a family. Some of you, you haven't been able to have a family. And so maybe you're having to find new ways to pour your love into children that is separate of your own personal family. For some of you, it's spiritual. Maybe you want to be full-time ministers. Maybe you want to, go cross country. Maybe you want to run a women's group. Maybe you want to do a men's breakfast once a month and speak into the hearts of men. But whatever that dream is, let it be. I have dreams that really revolve around owning business and speaking and pouring my heart into people. It is what I dream about. And, I have several different phases of that and several things that I'm working on, but I'm taking steps towards that. Now, my dream is huge. My dream is so big that I can't even imagine that I would ever actually accomplish it. Like, I can't even imagine that end result, but that is what I'm shooting for. Like, I'm not shooting for down at the bottom of my dream. I'm shooting for the very, very top. And whatever I get to live out of that dream is going to be amazing. So I just want to encourage you, dream big, dream huge. So big that it shines like a star up above you. And soar, darling, soar above it all. When you have a dream that big, it also helps you to overcome things like pettiness, disagreements, broken spirits in relationships. When you're having to change jobs, especially for a negative reason, you're able to really look at your life and go, you know what, that's okay though, because look at this dream and this goal I have. This is just one step closer. I'm going to learn a new skill. I'm going to go somewhere new. I'm going to find new people. I'm going to pour my heart out into a whole different group. It helps me get my finances in, like when you go to buy a house, a year before you buy that house, you're getting your finances in shape. You're making sure your credit is good. You're cleaning up anything that maybe is 5, 10, 15 years old that you need to take care of. Kind of that same idea for if you are dreaming about like the best marriage you can possibly dream of. When you dream of that and you look at what you'd like your marriage to be, you can already see the steps that you need to be taking now to build towards that marriage, to not make the snide remark, to be gentle, to be kind, to hold back on some of that sarcasm that might be hurting that other person. And my husband and I are very sarcastic, so not all sarcasm hurts, but you know what I'm talking about. There are some snide remarks that we can make to the people that we love that actually can hurt them and break them down. You know that you have to build your spouse up. If you want them to get to the dreams that they want to get to, you want them to build you up. And so you got to start setting some of the stage for what you're looking at long term. So you have this huge dream and this big, beautiful thing, and you're going to start setting yourself up for that now. If you're going to accomplish that, you don't go from 0 to 100. You might take 50 steps along the way. You might take 1,000,000 steps along the way. But take whatever steps that takes. For me in my life, it's been about healing from some past hurt and some past wounds, being vulnerable, really being open to other people's thoughts and ideas and not being closed-minded. You know, like they're just learning things about business and processes and people and management and leadership and all kinds of performance strategies that I'm super passionate about. I had to really learn about all of those before I could really get to a place where I can really say that I'm any kind of expert in those areas. And I really am an expert in many of those areas now. And those are the areas that I, in business, will be pouring my heart out. So I just want to encourage you today, dream big, dream huge, dream so big that you can start to write down a list of the things it's going to take to accomplish that. And every day, do something towards that, whether it's a self-care, whether it's taking care of something in your heart, mind, soul, body, whether it's buying a book, whether it's making a commitment or meeting people and getting to know people that you know will rise up with you and bring you up to where they're at so that you can learn about additional things, spiritually heal, financially heal, emotionally heal. You know, there's so many steps that are involved in that wellness. And I just say, go for it. Do it. Meditate. Manifest in your meditation all the amazing things that you plan to have happen in your life. You're going to run into things that are hard, that are just damn hard. And just know that that is going to be whenever I face something like that, I always just think, you know what, down the road is going to be a part of my story. The walking through it, though, it can be really hard. And we're going to go into that in some other podcasts. But you are going to run into some things. You're going to be thrown off your path. You're going to be thrown down from your path. You're going to fall on your knees. You're going to feel discouraged. You're going to feel broken. It's starting to rain. Oh, I'm in my RV. And so the rain sounds amazing. So I just want to encourage you, soar, 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 soar. Take flight and really expect some amazing things. You're worth it. I mean, I just really feel in my heart like, you know, it's time. It's time to dream big.